Hey my lovely people, welcome back to another episode of the Euro Cooking Canuck once again. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you're one of my new subs, welcome. And of course, welcome back to all of my current subs. Guys, on today's segment of Memories of Macedonia, I want to show you something that's very popular all throughout Macedonia. Everywhere from fast food joints to fine dining restaurants will have this on their menu. And it's quite simple, but very tasty. And I'm talking about Pileshki Stek. And basically what that means is a chicken steak. Guys, it's really simple, but it's so juicy and beautiful, you're gonna love it. Without further ado, let's get in the kitchen and make Macedonsko Pileshki Stek. Hey guys, as usual, welcome to the kitchen countertop. And as usual, all of the amounts and ingredients I'm using will be below in the description bar. Click show more. So, Pileshki Stek. In this bag, I have my chicken. And we'll get more into that later. I know it's the star, but I'm just going to put this aside for now. What I want to start off with are these. We have some mushrooms. Now guys, the amount of mushrooms that you use is purely really up to you. And to be quite honest with you, it is optional. Now I've washed these and I've said before, please wash your mushrooms. Guys, they grow in poo. So I'm gonna cut the ends off of the stems and use the stems if you like. And I'm gonna simply cut them in half and then slice them like so. Now guys, behind me in my pan, I have some margarine actually. This is that stuff that tastes like butter. You can use butter if you want. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to slice up my mushrooms and we're going to saute those in the butter or margarine. And I'll show you what we add to them in just a sec. Hey guys, so my margarine, or butter if you're using it, is starting to melt. So I'm going to go ahead and add my mushrooms. And I'm simply going to season this with some salt to your taste. And some pepper. And we're going to sweat the mushrooms down. And I'll bring you back when that's done. So guys, mushrooms are mostly made up of water. And as you can see, there's a lot of liquid coming out of these mushrooms now. And that's fine, just keep cooking them and it will evaporate. But at this time is when you want to go ahead and hit it with some garlic. Finely chopped garlic. Now guys, in Macedonia, if you were to get Pileshki Stek at a fast food joint, there probably wouldn't be mushrooms. They would put this in a bun with some veggies, most likely shredded cabbage, some tomato, cucumber, peppers, and possibly top it with a bunch of French fries, chips. But this adds a nice element to a very nice traditional village style Pileshki Stek. So guys, I'm going to continue. Oh, it smells so good. I'm going to continue getting my mushrooms to exude all of its liquid, and then I'll show you what I do next. Alright guys, so my mushrooms are halfway there, as you can see, and at this point I want to throw in a sprig of rosemary. This is fresh from my garden. just to infuse the flavor. Now guys, if you don't have fresh rosemary like this, a sprig, what you can do is put in some dried rosemary from a jar or a bottle, and don't over put it in. You just want that infusion of the aroma of the rosemary. You don't want rosemary all throughout this. So I would say if you do not have a sprig of rosemary, put in maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon, and that should be fine. Just a bit, because you just want the aroma. And as you can see, the liquid from the mushrooms are starting to soak up and evaporate all that buttery goodness in here, and I can smell the rosemary. It's wonderful. Woo, beautiful. Alright, one more minute and I'll show you what I do next. Alright guys, at this point you want to taste your mushrooms, which I've done. They taste beautiful. That hint of rosemary, very buttery, they're salted to perfection. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to use a little bit of white wine. Now guys, use wine you would drink. Do not use cooking wine. And you only want a splash. And what you're going to do now is you're going to let this go until all of the wine evaporates, cooks through, and the alcohol is burnt off. Guys, if you're not a drinker and you don't want to use wine, that's fine. Omit it. Or you can use an apple cider or even apple juice for that matter, with just a bit of vinegar. Alright, so I'm going to let this go and let all this evaporate, and then I'll set these aside. Alright guys, I'm going to turn the heat off on my mushrooms. They've gone long enough. And what I'm going to do is just set them aside in this bowl. And don't worry if they cool down, because we're going to reheat them later. And guys, as you know and see, mushrooms shrink down a lot when you cook them. So, don't worry about cleaning your pan out. Just make sure all the mushrooms and garlic are out. But you don't need to clean out the pan, because we're going to use the same pan. It's all flavor. Alright, so set your mushrooms aside and let's get started on the chicken. Hey guys, I have my chicken ready. Now, go to your butcher and ask your butcher to butterfly your chicken breasts. So they are like a steak. And if they're too big, you can cut them in halves. Now I'm taking these out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a quick little rinse. And I'm going to leave them out for about 10 minutes or so, just so they can get to room temp. Okay? So these are your chicken breasts. As you can see, my butcher butterflied them out, opened them up. If your butcher can't, or you can't find these, or you can't find them frozen, you can pound out chicken breasts using like a cleaver or your rolling pin or a wine bottle. So, as I said, wash the chicken and let it go to room temperature. You should never put cold meat from the fridge into the pan or on the grill, because it seizes up. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright guys, I have my Pileshki steak out here. It's been sitting for a little while, room temp. You don't want it to be warm. But I'm going to go ahead now and season. So we're going to start off with just a bit of salt. It's very simple, guys. And then I'm going to go ahead with just a bit of garlic granule. Again, just a bit, because we have garlic in the mushrooms if you're using them. And then I want to go ahead with a bit of Vegeta, or you can use a vegetable spice. And guys, this is usually a little salty, so that's why we went a little light on the salt. And this is just basically dehydrated vegetables. If you can't find Vegeta, which I'm sure you can use maybe Mrs. Dash or even a vegetable bouillon cube, maybe a quarter of it, okay? And then we're gonna go ahead with some nice, lovely paprika. If you want, you can use bukovsko piper, which is of course the spicy chili flakes. Beautiful. So I'm going to season both sides, guys, and then we'll go to the pan. Alright guys, in my pan I have a little bit of vegetable oil, about a tablespoon or so. You use what you need for your Pileshki steak. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is obviously put the chicken steaks in. I didn't season the other side. I'll do it while it's in the pan. Turn this down a bit. They're very thin, guys, so they don't take long to cook at all. As you can see, they're getting white around the edges already. So you want to go ahead and season immediately. Pinch of salt. A little bit of the garlic granules. A little bit of Vegeta. And the paprika, or bukovsko piper if you're using it. This is a little hot, my paprika, that's why I'm not adding pepper, guys. So, let's let this go for a couple of minutes. And the trick with chicken, if you're doing it on the grill especially, is let it tell you when it's time to flip. Otherwise, it'll stick. So, a couple of minutes more on this side. We'll flip it over. Guys, these are pounded very, very thin, or they're butterfly thin, so they don't take a lot of time to cook through. Alright, and I'll show you what I do next. Guys, this really is memories of Macedonia, because it smells just like Macedonia. Look at that beautiful color. Oh, gorgeous. So we're going to let the other side go for a bit now, and then I'll show you the final few steps. Guys, our Pileshki steak is looking fabulous. So at this point in time, I had some Pileshki steak in Sprig, and what they did was they put a bit of lemon, and I loved it. So just a bit of squeeze of lemon. Don't overpower it. Maybe about a quarter of a lemon for two. Lovely. Smells great. And then we're going to add in our mushrooms to reheat through. And some roughly chopped parsley. That looks great. Couple minutes, guys, and we plate up. Alright guys, our Pileshki steak is done. So, I have my plate here, Now you can serve this with whatever you like. I have some mashallah salad, which if you haven't seen the video for that, I shall place in the description below and at the end of the video in the credits. You can serve this with potatoes, mash, whatever you like. I have some grilled courgettes here and a couple of luto piperki, hot peppers that I've lightly grilled. So let's place up our Pileshki Stek. Oh, it looks gorgeous. And then you're going to want some of those mushrooms on top. And guys, what can I say? This is beautiful. No matter, I gotta have some of this. Good. No matter if you have this in a fast food joint where they put it in a burger bun with, you know, burger toppings, cucumbers, tomatoes, lettuce, whatever, or you have this in a nice restaurant in Macedonia, this is a must when you go there. It's simple, but it tastes amazing. Guys, this can be a weeknight meal. Simple, easy peasy. Alright guys, I want to eat. So guys, thank you so much for watching this segment of Memories of Macedonia here with the Euro Cooking Canuck. Please like, share, love your comments. As you know, if you have any questions, my Facebook page will be below. Love to have you on there, and there'll be a few pics to follow. Alright guys, I'm gonna eat. Thanks so much. Love you all. Ciao, ciao.